I didn't vote about the charging, but no, not excellent. Wow. This is a repeated issue. So let's get started. I'm going to hypnotize you and manipulate you. Take a moment to kind of be aware of what you're seeing, the zooming in, the way the fractal is behaving, how it's moving, and I hope that you discover some things that I've discovered, that fractals are cool, they're beautiful, they're hypnotic, they're micro and macro, simple and complex, small, large, timeless, and similar. So fractals are geometric forms that are created by taking a nonlinear equation, taking the solution and putting it back into the equation, and creating more and more solutions. And so you get these elaborate patterns that are differentiated, that you can create. All of them growing in time and space, and self-similar, and so hypnotic. And what we've noticed is that we're surrounded and we live in a universe of fractals. And you see them all around us. You see them in trees and the way snowflakes grow. You see them in river systems. You see them in ferns. So here's a model of a fractal model for a fern. We've got a seed that gets added on to with more seeds, and those get more seeds until you get a model of a fern. So in Africa, they design using fractals. They have for a long time. This is a palace of a chief. They use a fractal of rectangle inside of a rectangle, inside of a rectangle. And inherent to this palace design, there is a spiral. And as you travel through the palace, you get more and more levels of politeness and respect that gets added on. And therefore, you're scaling, social scaling onto a geometric scaling. Here's another village, Baila Zambia. Notice the self-similar shapes and how they're enlarged and how they're scaled. Notice the one in the inside. That is the house of the chief. There you see the seed on A, and there's an altar there. And then that is replicated to encompass the larger family and larger relationships of every family until you get the larger village. But in that inside space, there is a physical model that represents the same shape where the ancestors live. And then in the conscious belief, their ancestors have a place for their ancestors and for their ancestors, therefore perpetuating that idea of infinity and self-similarity. So for generations, we have been thinking and doing and learning and being and believing in fractal forms, thinking mathematical, doing mathematicals. Nature operates in this way, like these wind patterns. The whole world uses this self-organizing way of creating and growing and building. Yet, in 1977, Bernard Mendelbach got credit for discovering fractals. But what he did do is give us some language, right? So that we can think deeper about these fractals, maybe do a couple of fun, interesting things with these fractals. And what we've discovered is that fractals occur at different scales, globally, locally, regionally, and in personal ways. And this is where I want to kind of go next and kind of explore that idea of personal fractals. So fractal responsibility, the kind of change I can make in the world, is directly related to the change I'm willing to make within myself. Adrienne Marie Brown, activist and author. And this becomes really important because what I practice at a small level scale sets the pattern for the whole entire system. So I recognize that I am a cell-sized unit of the human organism. And what I do and what I say and what I don't do and say matters. And I have to leverage my life to make an impact in this world. I have to live my life with purpose. And what that means is that I have to be present in every moment, in every decision-making process and bring my whole self, my emotions, my values, my beliefs, my faith, all of me. And so this becomes really important because I discovered that I have more power than I thought I had. You have more power and control than you have. You need to think about the behaviors that you want to self-replicate and scale. It's your fractal responsibility.